Good time zone, YouTube friends. Welcome. We had a tie vote, so I decided to break the tie with a little best of three. Since we've been trending towards Premiere, we'll give best of three a try, and I'll try to keep the clock in mind as well as we play so I don't lose on any clock. Observations of the week so far, I trophied offline as well. Basically, all three events that I have finished so far since Monday have trophied. So I'm on a hot streak. After previously having been on a cold streak, so I'm not trying to take anything for granted here. I think there's a lot of variance involved, of course, but I think we're drafting pretty well as a group here, and I think part of it is like yesterday we recognized. Well, yesterday we took a good rare, the kind of the fireball rare, pack one, pick one, and then and fell naturally into a spells deck. There was weirdly though a red-white spells deck, but it kind of crushed. And I was thinking last night, and I was thinking, what made that a white deck? I mean, it, of course, first and foremost, 4 copies of, help me out with the name, the shock shock helix, right? Shock helix with flashback. 4 copies of that is what Sacred Fire, thanks, Prof. That's what really made it a white deck. And then all the other white cards in it were just value options that were like, this is good, and you play it, such as the captain, search party captain, and the silversmith. Throw a couple counters around. None of those had anything really to do with the spells strategy we were deploying. They just were value cards in the color pair we ended up with, and having not really faced it, maybe we even faced one, maybe we faced it once even yesterday, kind of, but like I've heard tale of the green-red spells deck, and of course blue-red spells is one of the supported archetypes that we're supposed to be looking at. And it's starting to make me think that, it's giving me hope for the format, because it feels like red can find success. Now, I don't want to take my single example yesterday as any kind of example. When you get 4 copies of a signpost uncommon and 3 copies of the build around uncommon that goes with your signpost uncommon, maybe it's easy to feel like you're having success. But I do feel like I have won with and been beaten by red decks that are focusing on the spells angle of red, which is what I'm really getting at. Yes, we were red-white spells yesterday, but the white part was really arbitrary, and what we did kind of early on is settle into red as a spells mechanism, and then we're looking for what to do with it. It became clear through pack 1 as we picked up those signpost Boros cards that we were going to do that. But I thought it was worth, it's been on my mind. I thought I would chat about it up front here, because understanding how, where, and why to get into red in this format and have success with it seems like it's going to be a key to win rate from here, and to an extent to fun from here, knowing that we have options to get into red and have success if we are keeping an eye out for the spell side of that archetype and less so the werewolf side. Yeah, creatures are a trap, says War Furnace. Card Kingdom is not a trap. If you go there, you're going to find just one of the best retailers in Magic. Anything you need for your tabletop game, they either have it or are looking to get it. They want to be the one-stop shop for every card you could need, and they're darn close most of the time. There's going to be specific versions of things that they're going to be out of stock on a lot because they're just hard to get, or just generally the card is hard to get. But if you need to just go get your deck built for the next tournament, the first place I would check is Card Kingdom, and then I would do cleanup as needed elsewhere. And thank you for doing what you do out there, which is use my affiliate links. I know lots of people do that, and I want you to know it works. It helps. Card Kingdom has stuck with me. I don't have a massive audience, this is a small stream, but I have managed to keep a good sponsor, because it's not about the size of the audience. It's about the impact of the audience. And you all have impact because you hear me out here, and I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, let's jump in. And Mama was inquiring about sleeves, and I said I would say something about that. Since I am undefeated, since I'm 100% trophy this week, If we get the trifecta, the turkey, the tic-tac-toe of trophies, we will buy your damn pumpkin sleeves, okay? So you better hope we trophy today. Yeah, Festival Crashers were key to our victory yesterday too, Cheese. I mean, it seems like with the right density of spells, Festival Crashers are just 3/3s or better. 3/3s or 5/3s for 2, depending on the turn. And that's real. Folks, that is real. Oh, I think the doctor is in there with us. Did I see Dr. Snuffy? Yep. We're pretty far from the doctor. What do we got here? Graveyard Trespasser, a 3/3 for 3 with in order to target it, they have to discard a card. I mean, that's just in black. Like, I'm already there. And when it enters or attacks, exile up to 1, and if it was a creature card was exiled, each opponent you drain. Okay. So I'll reserve that. What else have we got here? Good news, not much else black. Blood Pact is likely to wheel. And what do we think are the next picks out of this pack? There's this has been strong in white green. I don't see it too much, but when I do, it's been good in those Coven decks. There's also not a lot of great blue, so this could end up being a blue-black deck if the cards flow, because we're not passing any of it in pack 1 here. And sure enough, we are faced with blue and black cards being the best options here, with Scoundrel not being what we're talking about. We're talking about Horde versus Intruder. A good mnemonic is to go for the cheaper, go for the rarer. This is uncommon, you know. However, we already have a black card, and Horde gets the nod for me because of its matching of our rare. If we had taken a blue rare, a sweet blue rare here, I would take the Intruder. I think it's that close, and the color matching takes the breaks the tie for me. Revenge of the Drowned. This is a time where, while staying black is interesting, Cut Purse has been hard to make work. Does not have flash. These dealt damaged creature cards really need flash to even start to feel like they're doing what you want. And then these are just replaceable. So I don't see taking a black card here. And if red were the strongest color and the second strongest color or whatever in the format, I would take one of these red cards. But it's not. Despite my intro, despite the fact that I'm learning how to play red successfully, I think we have to take the blue card here. Neonate's Rush was quite a player in our successful red spells deck yesterday. We had some vampires even that would make it cheap. You can even take Chaplain. We only have the one blue card. It's possible the best card in the pack here is Chaplain. And we just grab that and see if we end up black-white. There's also Crawl from the Cellar, though. Crawl is... I really want the first one. I'm willing to play a second in most cases. But yeah, Chaplain hedges the best. There's also a really reasonable point to cut color and really solidify black. You don't ever want to play these. Wow, I I've been so happy with a crawl in my zombie decks. It's like so happy. But I'm so happy to see the hedge playing out, because now we have a search party captain and a commando that's totally playable. We're not going to take it over the search party captain, but it's good and interesting to see it here when we have hedged white a little bit. And red continues to classically look pretty wide open. I talked very much about the spells deck, but besides the crashers, the festival crashers, there does seem to be like a top out at 3 hyper aggro, like Dominaria red style red deck that I've seen be pretty good. And it's high risk because you got to play stuff like Stolen Vitality into potentially open mana, which in this format is terrifying. But I've seen it be very effective when they don't have the removal. So now we have a veteran. I especially appreciated this card and what it was doing in blue-white, but we'll try it here. We haven't seen any more significant black. I mean, we started on Trespasser and second-picked Horde and haven't really found a reason to take another black card. And this could be one here. We could also take an Evolving Wilds. The Farmer might just be the best card in this pack, but I don't want to take... we could take, especially because there is that white-green card we passed in our pack 1. I'm actually... the Cathars is fine, but I think pretty replaceable. And because specifically we passed a green-white gold card in our first pack, we might hedge. If we wheel that, then I'm going to take that as a signal and consider moving in there. This is a tougher pick. There's the Scoundrel, which just plays to me like a 4/3. I mean, I was talking about that yesterday. This is like Cathars as well. It's like, fine, whatever. It's a 4-drop that tangles. We could take the burn even. But I'm going to take the black card, if anything, just to try and carve out the lane. And I don't want the Candle Trap here. Okay, we did not wheel the green-white card. So, but is this the best card here, though? Might just be the Vitality. We take Blood Pact to signal color. Even though I don't know. Like, Vitality is really like the card I'm most interested in playing here. But, I'll take the Wolf. There's still a chance we end up green-white, and Blood Pact's just not that interesting of a card. It's just not how you want card advantage in the format. It's not unplayable. I've played it, and we'll play it again, and we may play it today. It's just never really a priority. Raise the Effigy is one of the cards that I've, in that, 3-mana curve, 3-drop curve red deck. Raise was what's the attacker trample? Run amok. It's the run amok of the deck, I'll take a Bird Admire again. It's not impossible that we find our way into white-green from here. And this, I guess I'll take Howl. I don't want to. I feel like we're starting to lean green only because these are just the picks that are left, but they're not exciting. But the color's open, and now we opened a rare. I mean, okay. I mean, if you can get to 6, that's real. And I guess, how many humans do we have? Let's see. Got 7 humans too, so that seems good. A couple of people have splashed this card. Seems like a reasonable splash too because of that. Because really, its power is 6 mana, right? Yeah, there's a black-white card as well. I'm going to take this just like we didn't wheel that green-white card, which makes me sad. But green was clearly open, so I'm going to take it. And we'll see about sliding over here. Survivor, really tough to make happen outside of white-black, I've found. In white-black, I'm self-sacrificing enough that this is real. We still might take it, but like you could make a case for even the Sanctifier or the Mob over it. Not the Rejuvenator, though. Maybe Sanctifier is just better. But this is also not great here. Unless you have graveyard value cards, this isn't great. Yeah, so maybe it's Mob. I could see Mob being correct here. But this is hard to get going in green-white as well. All right, we'll go with the 2-drop. Nice heuristic. If you're hedging between two, go with the cheaper one. Makes sense. We're best of 3. This is where Exorcism is going to be better than it. You know, I've started to not see this card. I mean, we're going to take Dominance, but Exorcism, I hope, wheels and we can grab it. Yeah, Mob, again, I also see as kind of a black-white card. I've seen it. I've had it do good things and seen it do good things in that deck specifically. Good luck, person doing the roost thing. Now we're getting Sad Awakeners. Is it too late for black? What are we here? Because like the white has kind of dried up a bit too. Like we said, Unruly Mob is nothing to write home about. And these are fine, but not amazing. I'm actually going to hedge back to black here. Yeah, and if we feel like this can be splashed, maybe we look to do that. Although it's hard to splash in black-white. We really need to find those Evolving Wilds to do that. Yeah, this is tough. I'm going to take Awakener as best card. This draft is going oddly, to say the least. And now we're getting more white signals. Silversmith or Second Captain over any of this boring green. Kind of want first Silversmith, but I'm not sure. Yeah, War Furnace with the Silversmith, I think. That's Procession, also white-black card, and we might be white-black, but we're not even that sacrificey yet, or not even just white-black. I've also seen it do work in some other decks that just are causing a lot of death, but I don't think that's us here. Still considering the backdoor black plan. Are you whatting the Wrangler? Oh, well, because blue got cut hard. Note that we took the revenge early, and then there was no more blue. No, we're not taking that. Shady Traveler, I guess I'm going to... Nah, I should take... I wish I could go back and take Sanctifier, but not a huge deal either way. Now I got to take like a Cav. Also, I feel like Wrangler is not that great unless you're pumping out the zombie tokens. I have cut Wranglers from decks simply because I wasn't making tokens and didn't have enough. Yeah, I guess Rejuvenator. Well, I don't know. That didn't really matter much. The thing is, the thing I want to splash is green, so you don't splash your splash color, but you don't splash a fixer in your splash color. But if we end up base green, we have a pack to go. So it's still a fine pick, but not what I was thinking of initially there. Sanctifier here. Plummet, although I keep forgetting we're best of 3. Plummet would be fine for the board. Cathars comes back around. I'm going to take that over Return to Nature, even though we just talked about, hey, this is best of 3. I could take this and have it in the board. This might make the main. And the deck is so chaotic right now and so not good right now that I'm going to take playables so that we can, wherever we end up banking into here, we have hopefully enough playables. If this were an Evolving Wilds, I would take that, but instead we get an Exorcism for the board. Howl is interaction of a sort. Yeah, well, nobody's doing the seas thing, right? But it just goes to show everybody's going, oh my god, late red card, right? Like a week ago, we weren't even talking about any red card as being late, or at least I wasn't. And now we're saying, oh, okay, we can think of it as late because we understand how that deck can function. Not playing the curse. Probably Liberator here. Yeah. Well, we're low on 2s, and Defenestrate is pretty medium in the end. I'm still going to play it if I get a copy, but I actually don't feel like I'm prioritizing it. If I were really thick at 2, if I had a bunch of 2s I was happy with, I could see. But I think good 2-drops are about as important as having interaction, and we don't have either yet. But here we can take an Eaten Alive here if we still think we're on the part of it is I don't think we're black. Like, what the heck color are we? We're not red. We're not blue. I think we just want to lean into the prime. So yeah, we should just take farmhand now, right? This is okay, but it reads more exciting than it plays. Might just want a commando or a sentry. Bolt for interaction is interesting. Interestingly, I like sentry better than commando. You think the Coven ability is better than the flash and the naturalize ability? I'm going to go with my gut and take the commando. Join the dance is actually us. Well, especially being low on interaction, I like a flash creature. But this is a decent trick for this deck too, which I like over. We can take also the wolf. Yeah, reckless is ridiculous. Decent sized mistake to take commando over a different 3/1. I don't know how you come up with decent, if that's what you're talking about. No. You're never going to convince me that choosing one type of 3/1 over another type of 3/1 for 2 mana in the exact same no, it's not. Is not a significant mistake. Absolutely it could be a mistake. There's no way it could be a significant mistake. It's just the text is real, yes, but so is the text on the commando, damn it. Let's see. Courage, are we ever going to play that? Maybe I need to return for the board. There we are. Here's a return I could take, or a sanctifier again. It's a human. What are we doing at 3? Yeah, but we don't have anything with Coven. Are we ever playing this? No, we're never playing that. I don't think we're playing this. Another Return to Nature. With the Return to Natures, we don't need the Candle Guide. I didn't draft for the board very well this draft. I kind of was drafting like this was best of one too much of the time. Again, you can absolutely, without even breaking a sweat, convince me that I may have made the technically incorrect pick there, but you'll never convince me that the 3/1 Coven is a huge power difference, like a huge mistake, a significant mistake. You're talking significant win percentage then. Significant win percentage. You're saying significant. Like give me a win percentage difference that you think is significant. Like define significant for me on that. I don't think we want a mob. A lot of cuts at least. Because remember, like the biggest bombs in the format are like a 5-ish% swing, right? Right. So if no one card, like choosing a bomb over nothing is like 5%. Choosing a 3/1 over a 3/1, it's not much. It's not much. Even if you're straight right that your 3/1 was better. I don't even want this many sanctifiers. Cutting all this black clears things up. Again, I don't think we need the courage. We have, let's see, we're talking about what Coven we do have. Let's take a look. Oops. Certainly makes Duel for Dominance much better. Farmhand cares and Cavalry cares. And then now let's see the creature count again. Oh, this is a creature effectively. Put that in the board to start. Kind of got to play these. Ugh. This is a very medium deck. If we don't get any gems off this one, you won't see me too salty. This is not great. Not great, Bob. Not great. Birded Mire. Man, I want one thing, Magic Gods. For this Cathar Commando to snap off a super important block or take out a super important enchantment or artifact. That's what I want. Because, you know, because that proves everything. Well, this is Catilda. Yeah, I like Waltzing Catilda, except I can't put that in the name. But Waltzing the Night Away will do, if that'll let me have one that long. I got 3 Snarling Wolves still in the deck, and I'm at 41 cards. Maybe a Sanctifier needs to, like, I kind of like Mob and Sanctifier over frickin' Snarling Wolves. This goes here. Right. I mean, we could put a Snarling Wolf in for it. Like, here's the cards we don't like that we would kind of like to, like, even one of, not both of these, or like, these aren't good here. These aren't good here. This I would like to bring out of the board when I know I'm playing Flyers. Unruly Mob, we tried to cut and I brought it back. So it's rough. Yeah, if I had an Evolving Wilds, I might splash some black here. Yeah, I would splash like the Awakener and the Horde, but I'm not doing it off of a Rejuvenator and Swamps. That doesn't make sense. Although this, yeah, any mana of this creature's color, so this does not fix. Yeah, this is a Mama. You're gonna have to 5-2 me or 6-1 me on in a gauntlet. I don't think it's happening here. You never know, though. Sometimes your weak-looking decks just draw right at the right times. I'm still going for it, Mama. I didn't. This is not a dive. I did not take a dive here. Yeah, except I kept trying to call it the Twitter leak, but yes, Twitch leak was discussed. It was a tough draft. All right, but let's actually get to playing. Anybody feel like we should be using... What else do we got here? I don't want to splash, so it's got to be this stuff. We could bring in Courage. Tapping at the window is not amazing, but like if we just didn't like, for example, if any of these are just not doing enough for us, we could run something like maybe cut the Rejuvenator and play tapping. I mean, this is not great, but like, what is Rejuvenator doing for us? 16? Like, we have lots of creatures. Yeah, only one 5-drop. Yeah, I'm probably going to find something for this. It's just at 2 mana holding it up. It can be such a liability to have this in your hand. And yeah, you could make a case for 16, but it's kind of greedy to be going to 16 anyway, even in best of 1. But A, we're best of 3, and B, we're not trying to squeeze awesome playables in. We're trying to figure out what weak playables to accept. So given that state of affairs, I would rather have at least make sure I'm casting my spells to a greater degree. We'll give this a try. And here, let's see. That's complete. I will assume that were she to pay for it, Mama would want the Lotus Sleeves. And so I'll at least give Mama some free bling on the day by hook or by crook. We'll do that. And then I want better lands, even if they're just my old standbys. So pretty. Sure wish I could make these my default lands. It'd save me some clicks every damn day. Do I get anything? No, it's just engagement. It's just an engagement tool to make you desperately want to cling and watch every second of my stream so that you too can pick the art on a deck box. All right, I've been pretty gloomy about this, but what do you think? How's this going to play out on average? Nice start with the Ambitious Farmhand, smoothing out our mana. Could use a 3, but really happy to see Farmhand on 2. And we can, if nothing else, play Unruly Mob on 3. It's the Doctor, even. Funny. In-pod play. We're playing in pod. That is so funny. Damn it, the blue-black deck looked pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, well, I might as well play the land they know about since it doesn't change any of my plays. And we'll just mob it up and no attacks. We're small at the moment, but this team is going to start getting pretty big here. If you look at our upcoming plays, the board is just getting wide and tall all over the place. Question is, what first? Yeah, Coven is nice because we have the farmhand, but we have so much action. I feel like mostly our mana is going to be spent on the cards already in our hand coming up. And all this open mana is scurry. Could be a counter spell. Could be the bounce spell. I guess if it's the bounce spell, I kind of like Silversmith or even Cathars. Like, I guess Cathars is the best against straight bounce because Snuffy can either choose to bounce our token or the Cathars and give us another token or set us back in the mob, but that's not a big deal. Whereas, yeah, it does happen a lot with Farmhand, but so think of Farmhand as a fantastic 2-drop that makes sure you have double white and make sure you hit your 3rd and 4th land drops. And then later on, it also happens to become a 3/3 lifelink. But if it didn't transform, I would like the Ambitious Farmhand. But yeah, also Cathars might be the weakest, so if it's a counterspell, it's also the one we want to get countered. So it all adds up to Cathars. And Snuffy did not use any of their 4th turn mana, which is great for us. Let's go Veteran into Cathars number 2. And then we have Silversmith to just make things super interesting next turn. Now, if it's flip the switch now, they can't even counter that. They might be able to counter this, but again, if this is the use of flip the switch, I'm down with that. I'll be surprised that they chose, unless they drew it, I'm surprised if they would use flip the switch on this, but not on the first one. Yeah, Cathars can attack if we don't care about trading it for an angler. The thing is, I don't think we want to trade it for an angler yet. Funny that we do not have Coven right now. 7 creatures, no Coven. Obviously, a great card from Snuffy. Looks like Snuffy's got a fantastic deck. We're going to be up against it here. Already thought we were pretty medium on our deck, and this makes it even more so. Now we could Cav it. That's true, but does it enable our lifelinker? How does oh, because of the mob. Yeah, that's fair. So that's a good point. We don't need that anymore. It's a point now moot, but would have been useful to me to get through my brain a couple turns ago. As it is, at 7 mana, we get to Silversmith plus flip Farmhand, so we should just Cav it up here and continue to wonder what the heck Snuffy is holding there. I guess the pause, of course, is explained by the tappers, but I just continue to expect Snuffy to use mana that's not getting used, which should be good for us, but we're not really pressing that mana advantage we we've exerted so far. And the mana advantage immediately starts to dissipate. Like, think of it this way. Like, we have totally outspent Dr. Snuffy, especially if, as I say, okay, so the Doctor spent 2 here. But if Dr. Snuffy had passed again and left 4 mana fallow, that'd be like 8 mana left fallow this game that we've seen, and that's a big deal. But then as soon as we hit like turn 7 and don't do anything, and if Snuffy does, the mana gap can be caught up to pretty quickly. So it's up to us to take advantage of that in the short term. So now, what do blocks look like? Again, we can trade Angler for a Cathars. It makes the mob bigger. And if we send both, there's not really a great block unless they want to give up the Siege Zombie. So time to start sending our 3/3s. Yeah. And then next turn looks good as well. And yeah, maybe you should actually just get the Larder Zombie done. They're going to get value in the graveyard out of the Angler, and the Larder Zombie is getting them turn by turn long game value right now. So I'm going to yeah, that's what I just working out Ranger. In my default mindset is trade for the thing with power, the thing with more mana. But yeah, Larder Zombie's just better on this board. Sorry, I'm talking a little too much. I got to watch my clock. But I'm doing all right. And back to no Coven, but that will change soon. We're going to throw a counter on the farmhand itself, and maybe the Cathars, or maybe the Silversmith. Certainly, I'm loving the farmhand as a 4/4 here. It's going to require 2 of Doctor's creatures to take it out, and we're going to make that offer. Question is, where else? Probably another 4/4 for the same reason. So I'll make 2 4/4s. And then do we want to attack with the mob as well? Flip the switch. Brutality. Brutality. So is that what it's been the whole time? Has Snuffy just been really disciplined and not countering any of the other stuff, or did they just draw that? I'm not sure. I'll have to ask Doctor after the game. We'll go join the dance, though, and see if we can't still get there. Maybe I need to try and send in a... send in a Cathars again, and a 1/1. I want to get this Coven on, and would not play Join the Dance if we can get Coven. So I'm going to send a couple of things meant to die. See what happens. Yeah, that's true. But we'll see. Honestly, probably worth it to... Okay, so it looks like it's going to work out anyway. So either if we don't get Coven, though, it's because they gave up an Abomination or a Siege Zombie, which would be okay, right? Yeah. But still, I kind of screwed up my thought process there, but then was bailed out by the fact that the fail case was still fine. I'm going to switch this now while shields are down and everything. Next turn we can cast and flash this back. Just need that sweet rare of ours. But kind of going how I would think here. I mean, we're doing stuff, we're playing stuff, we're playing reasonable cards, but the reasonable cards from the blue-black deck are just outclassing us so far. And, yeah, they can't really block. We get to gain a lot of life here. So let's, do we want to send the veteran? Let me do this first here. I should figure out my whole turn here, but I'm getting distracted by memes. If I'm not going to send the veteran, casting this pre-combat doesn't matter. And I don't think I am, because we want that life total. So we're just going to swing away here. And they get the Cathar for the double block, but we get some life out of that and a lot of damage in. So I'm sending everything but the veteran, especially because I don't want to play the disturb side of the veteran right now. I want to play the other side of join. So we're going to leave this back, but send the rest of the team. Is this a card? Of course it is. And a good one. Put the counter on the dead thing. I'll sandbag that for now. What have I got? We have search party captain that could draw a card. I screwed up. And I let a lime rot on my kitchen table because it was behind a thing and I didn't see it was in the fruit thing, and it exacerbated our fruit fly problem, to say the least. Liberator is not really what we need here. How do I win this game? 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers. I can add a virtual 13 on life. If I send the 3/3, how does that get blocked? Probably with all 3 of the 1 powers. If I probably need to just swing away now. What's the crackback? I'm at a virtual 13, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If we send it all, they can't make the triple block, but if they make a block that survives, we lose on the crackback pretty convincingly. Which is the problem. So let's say we swung away, and they're like, okay, well, we got to put 1, we can't 3, 4, 5, like both of these have to be blocked. So they go chump chump and then eat. They take eat here. They take 4, go to 2, and then they still have Siege Zombie, and Siege Zombie takes us to 8, but we 9, 10, and then we're 11, then 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, that's a no-go. That's a no-go. Yeah, I see it. Don't worry. So, all right, I'm going to do this and send the Cathar for life gain. And then we're not dead. Unfortunately, our rare needs to tap, right? So I need to... all right, what's the best... Larder Zombie again, although they're really just going with Siege Zombie activations. The Zombie really is just a 1/3 right now because they're going to take Siege Zombie pings over Lardering. So we really just wanted to take the Drifter as the flyer. Yeah, I'm aware of the Hourglass Sitch, and the clock itself is plenty good. Doesn't look good game one here, but we are playing to, if not outs, we're playing to not dying. I take it back. They did Larder harder. What a great deck from Dr. Snuffy. If we win this match, there's no justice in Magic. Snuffy's deck is clearly better. Sifters has been the only medium card I've seen so far. Everything else I'm in for. Hey, look, it's our out. But like I said, too bad she needs to tap. However, not dead.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
Yeah, remembering that attacking with Decayed Zombies gives you just a freak. That's why this card is ridiculous. Look, don't make me do math. Don't do the math for me when I have hope. True. Jeez, what a jerk. Guy has just a little bit of hope. Gotta have some pride. No, I don't. I have very little pride when it comes to such things. See, look, I'm getting more information. And we have the thing that Cathar is going to get and show you all. That Cathar is going to... Oh, man. Oh, man. The Cathar is going to flash in, kill the mask, drop the flyer onto the ground, and we're going to eat it. That's what's going to happen. And then I'm never going to win a match. But that's going to be cool. Almost is worth a return. We do have two main deck naturalize effects in the Liberator and the Commando. So there's an argument for not even bothering and just knowing that we have our target acquired. We didn't really see anything else anyway, so you don't want to overload, although it's more than just a naturalize effect. We can also get rid of flashback and make it so they don't get back their morbid opportunist or whatever. So you could make a case for including it, especially given that we feel the deck is pretty weak. Like I should cut tapping at the window and bring that in, since it looks like it can do some work here. We do have the Exorcism, Spirit, Creature with Disturb or Enchantment. We didn't see any enchantments and certainly not enough of a Spirit count here. This is not a Exorcism deck. And really not much, the card quality is low. So low that we're kind of just done now. I'm only siding in the naturalized because we have such so many options for what we might want to cut, right? But now we're gonna get that stupid sideboarded card in our opener and like not cast it till turn 13 or something. Or we just get a straight mulligan. We can do that too. All right, very keepable. I'm gonna ditch the Sanctifier. Farmhand's going to get us our third land. Thank you, Farmhand. So excellent for that. Search Party draws a card. Bird Admirer. We saw the Falcons. We're happy to get some reach. So, and then some beef at the top end. Sanctifier, one of the weaker cards in our deck since we don't have a lot of Disturb or Flashback to leverage the value of surveilling something into your graveyard. Hello! So, do we do that now? Generally, you start with the ramp. Farmhand, we can play next turn for the plains anyway. So yeah, we'll start with the ramp. Might get kilt, but we risk it. Certainly demands to be answered. And if it's not, we get to ramp to especially the cavalry. That'll be good. Okay, this works. We get to Farmhand, find a plains, play it, and then mob. If our rare lives, we have Captain at minimum, Cavalry at best. If we find our a land, we can just cav it up. That card is unfair. This card is just wildly unfair for an uncommon. Oh my god. So good. Yeah, Cav it is. It's also a human. These are all humans, so we're getting close to just flipping it. Oh, and this, oh, I forgot it makes everything, it makes all this mana. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could even just, should we just two spell? Totally forgot we weren't on 5, we were ramping to 7. So let's do that. Let's captain it up and then go ahead and admire some birds. We could leave this up to make sure our Dawnheart survives. Although, if Schnuffy could have killed it, Schnuffy would have. So I'm going to go ahead and admire. Maybe Schnuffy's like, well, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to snap this off before it does the 6 mana effect. But, like, you would still just want to snap it off before allowing all this ramp. So, there's a risk here for sure, True. I might be wrong. Yeah, there you go. So, maybe I was supposed to save it. I don't know. I made a read and it was wrong. Now... I'm going to pass. Bird Admirer will flip, and then we can flip the Farmhand. And have Flare of Faith up as well. But maybe I'm just trying to revisionist history, or I don't want to be results oriented. But maybe I talked myself into going shields down on this when keeping it around is a way that this deck beats a better deck. This deck is better than ours, and I didn't protect the thing that could allow us to beat the better deck. Because I decided to go with my read or whatever, whereas I could have just gone with what's the fail case and what's the, is it worth it? And maybe talk myself out of that play. Because now I just don't know how we overcome the value, the ongoing value that this opportunist is going to present. Hold on. Don't fear off screen, Ryan. I'm just trying to charge my device, although I don't have the right... Oh, I do have the right tool. I got a dying device. Yes, you get that. All right, mana's good as well. We can at least drop the Cav. And now we got 2/3 powered. There's we know that flip the switch is a thing, but what are we going to do but try and get there? I'm going to send these two. Flare of Faith protecting is nice. I just feel like flip the switch says flare is not going to happen, but we'll see. We can make them counter it, though, and then we get the veteran down, and we can cavalry after that and hope the size is enough. Yeah. I am not wildly hopeful here, but we're going to give it a try. Just so. And this is where it's just, how do you beat this? How do you beat this? When our stuff dies, they get a free card. You only beat this by killing it, or somehow having the evasion to not let anything die. I've done that too. Hi, more of an opportunist. Flap over it and kill him. But other than that, this is not particularly beatable card advantage. One-time dealer, that's all I asked for. It's ridiculous. How about 4 cards a turn? Well, now we got nothing but shenanigans. I'm trying to go for this. I probably should have left the veteran back. I think if I'd left the veteran back, that would actually encourage more of a possible block of the Bird Admirer. As it is, sending a suicide veteran just screams that we've got something for that. Although, could even just let that happen and then make the flyer and then have Howl of the Hunt on defense. Can pretend like that's what I was doing. I'm gonna disguise it a little more. It just doesn't matter. The Opportunist is not beatable. I feel like I'm sitting here trying to feel how to beat an unbeatable card. But maybe we'll find a way. I mean, our creatures are getting bigger. If somehow these just aren't powerful cards, but we've seen the deck, though. That's the thing. Like, we're on a all possible outcomes level. I think we're like a 5%er here. But not zero. Not zero. Just maybe even less than 5, though. We're so buried against a good deck. I mean, in the weird universes where we're somehow going to win, it's because this is a wildly unrealistic number of lands that they've drawn. Also, it just means size. I'm going to go for Candlelit Cav. I'm not going to try and sucker the Opportunist into anything here. That's not going to work. We just got to get big. Yeah, JC is right. If there's an out, it's that they are actually low on interaction and heavy-duty cards here, and our big stuff actually is enough. It's, again, I think it's at best like in the 5% range, which is funny, 11 to 19. But it is how it's feeling. We do get Coven. We do have... Playing the Chaplain out does nothing. Playing the Veteran out does something, and we still get to Howl. So I'm going to do this because it says, like, okay, we're just trying to let stuff die. Yeah, good question. Probably another counter. That would make sense. And this probably just not worth it. Doesn't change enough. But if we get our... I'm sure it's nothing, says Hat. Yeah. I'm going to send the 2 big fellers because I'm not going to assume Howl is going to resolve. And if we send these and Howl doesn't resolve, it's bad. If we send these and Howl doesn't resolve, it should still be, like, not an utter blowout. And nothing to... no reason to even howl right now. We can just chaplain after combat if there's... Aha! Alright. Well, we're going to get some damage in. Blade Brand being very good here and taking out the beef. This is why beef is so... One of the reasons beef is so vulnerable in the format. Like, 12th picks like Blade Brand punish it. So nothing, we could howl for damage. That's not worth it. We're just throwing away that card. So we're going to let this all happen. And... Oh, that's interesting. Sure. All right, new plan. Somehow we deck Dr. Schnuffy. That's the new plan. And this puts shields down on Howl, but that's fine. I'm gonna get more creatures out. You think Dr. Schnuffy has another answer in hand, Hat? I don't know about that. Hey, these cards up here weren't just lands. What do you know? Cathar's getting us wider, but where does that get us long term? I just don't see where we're going with this. I can send in the chaplain. It might look like... I guess we try to get Howl action, but also with the Wrangler, stuff is going to get tapped down. At least Howl resolves here. I know that's not getting countered. The only thing in the format for black at instant speed is the graveyard. Eat from the graveyard, make a decay token. So now... Alright, we send this, we send this. We send Captain. And we're at 20, we send it all. Well, it's about time. Something went our way. I'm sure I've forgotten some memes here. Falcon Abomination. Let's give you that one. Need to get your ambitious farmhand.
Farm boy, fill these with water.
As you wish. I'm not left-handed either.
Well, mob's getting tapped down. But then the Phantom should be able to get through. See what happens here. So now if we swing away, we get in for 2 instead of 1, and we lose our chaplain, but we get to recast it as a flyer. We have a Cathar's play, though, which makes me not want to just give up the chaplain. But doesn't it kill them? Pay X life? Like, they can't pay that life, so actually I think that's fine. So we're just going to get in for 1. Yeah, it's not worth giving up the chaplain for that. We're going to get extra wide here. Oh, the lifelink, of course. Yeah. Sorry, forgot how good the card is. Where is my stupid commando? Commando would be so good! Well, Hey! Hey! All right, all right, all right. I don't see if they can tap. If they tap, we have a good spot, I think. So they tap that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They're almost just dead to this. So we get them to 1 and then prevent the lifelink mid-combat. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, they could also just kill us out of nowhere. But I don't know, like, no... Crawl from the cellar. Like, we could leave this back. Why don't we just leave a 1/1 back? It doesn't change our clock, and it prevents a random crawl from the cellar from killing us. Although, yeah, this is a zombie bird, so crawl from the cellar would be lethal if we don't leave something back. Oh, Hives has vigilance. I'm so dumb. Timber is on it. Sorry, gang. Well, we have two defenders of our life total. And yeah, we need to leave 2 back anyway, right? I like it. I don't think we really needed 2. But that means they would need... We weren't dead. I was playing around being dead to crawl from the grave. And I'm not really playing around both them having the crawl and the removal. But it's reasonable. It's reasonable. I think it's a little nitty, though. So we can pass to blockers. And we can even get around flip. We just have to get around hard counters. Yeah! All right, now we can go on to lose the match, but that was a cool game win. Well, we got it. I'll plow through, no problem. 7:30 is an eternity when I know I'm up against it. All right. Nice curve out if we can find basically any land. Return, not what we want to see in our opener, but acceptable. Sifter's been surprisingly good for Doctor. It looked like a card that was maybe a little out of place. Not doing great work here, for example, but have that density of Disturbed in it. Pretty good as a 2-drop 2/3. We'll go with the mob and pass and cross our fingers for a land off the top. Ugh. God, just I think we got the land, but like, what? Hey, Ryan, how's that gut of yours? Here, I want to kick it. Give it a swift kick in the... Here, bam. Ugh. Ugh. Good luck, Ryan. Still need a land on top to keep the curve out going. That is how we get there. Just curve out, curve out, curve out. Get wide enough to get in. Flare of Faith for combat tricks. We'll be putting Farmer in the graveyard and drawing our rare. I don't want to cast it into this mana, though, honestly. I kind of like attacking, or just even... we do have Flare of Faith. I'd be willing to fire off a Flare and see if it can get a counter spell. But they're not blocking with the Opportunist. The Shifters can't beat the Sanctifier straight up. And we do have a mob that doesn't really care if stuff dies. I could send the Chaplain, given that we have the Flare of Faith, but what I'm expecting is a counterspell on the Flare if we try to do anything that involves the Flare. So I'm just going to send in the thing that doesn't worry about that. That doesn't need the Flare of Faith to be a good attack. And this is the tougher part. I just feel like if I play this, it gets countered and we're just sad. So I'm gonna play it safe. It might leave mana fallow, and we didn't find our fourth land because we kept our bomb, but I do believe it gives us the best hope of a win here. I gotta watch the time, though. And remember, I was the one who said this was an eternity, but not if I talk too much. I would like another Plains, in which case I could Flare of Faith, have that countered, and then follow with the Dawnheart. All right, well... same attack. I'm hoping Doctor does something at instant speed to go shields down at some point, and then we snap off the Opportunist with the Duel for Dominance. That's what we really want, and we're going to try it now. Uh-oh. I was hoping there wouldn't be a pause here, to be honest. Okay. Whew. Land off the top and we're in business. And then, I just say that and then the mythic common shows up. What a deck, Doctor. Deck Doctor? Get it? Deck Doctor? That was an accident. I'm just that funny naturally. I mean, we could take this out with this return, but it just doesn't feel that important, right? I'm going to go shields down Dawnheart and hold up Flare of Faith. Yeah, we could do Cathar. Oh, that's true. We could do... we could double spell. But remember what happened last time I didn't hold up protection for Catilda? I'm going to be... Ugh. If I draw a land... Okay. I know I have 4 mana now. But I'm going to protect my my bomb. And I also, again, can't pause this much. No rush, but there is a rush. I'm just so darn good at explaining myself that it costs me time. We could try... No, I'm not going to do that because nope, nope, nope. Hobbling zombie, that happens. More land. I'm gonna go Cathars and still have the flare up. And then next turn, we should be able to do lots of stuff. I'm just going to protect my bomb and try to get there with it. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana next turn. 4 can go to the Cathars, and then 6 to... oh, but it also requires tap, so we actually need 11 for that. That's interesting. Still just going to say no blocks and take for now. I want to save the flare, specifically to keep the bomb alive, not to try to win some combat right now. But eventually we got to start blocking and not dying, but I didn't think we needed to do it there. Commando. Okay, that allows for the Cathars. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. I think we just want Cathars and then have Commando and Flare up. And now we're going to have to try to stop. And I can do some send in here too. Let's send in these two. This is definitely a spot where if I had more clock time, I'd be thinking this through a little more carefully. But I need to just kind of push some damage and push the action. And continue to protect Bomby Lady. We have the ability to cast both Flare and Commando, and return for that. What's that? That is worth 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. All right. Well, time to start. Is it time to start blocking? I know I've got clock worries. Let's see. I can do this and I should do this. Could do this. Agonizing. I got 2 minutes to figure this out. Darn it. I'm gonna say no blocks. I don't want to trade right now. Mm-hmm. All right, so now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I think we just have it. Hope is alive, mama. Wow, that was a tight one. I mean, we got the win. I would love a better player breaking down my choices there in that game. I was under a lot of time pressure and making quick-ish decisions that I was not super comfortable with. I don't know. I'm sure we both probably made suboptimal plays, Noid. I doubt that both of us could have played that. I doubt either of us played either side perfectly. I'll say that. Oh boy. I mean, you saw how agonized I was about whether or not to block that aggression or not. I think that certainly Schnuffy waiting around for me to win with the bomb wasn't correct. All right, we can keep this on the strength of join in both our colors. Need some mana to get up to this range here, but pretty straightforward keep. All right, new plan. Start with a Liberator. If Big Durf stumbles, we get a 3/3. Instead, Big Durfs are Big Durf. Durf.
Now's the time on Sprocket for me, dog!
This might be a little telegraphed. Should I stay back and try to do on blocks? Trouble is then we don't have shields down. I'm gonna do this telegraphed attack while shields are. Yeah, okay, they did it. I'm willing to trade one of these tokens for and a howl for this. I know it's still a trade, but I'm down for it. Don't want it to also, I guess we had tapping, so we could have prevented a transform with tapping. But I'm glad we got to Cathar's mana without having to play this, and we can offer up a 1/1 since we're going to make another anyway. And sorry, good games, Schnuffy. That was a heck of a match. Your deck was ultimately better than mine, but easily the best card in my deck got there for us there. Your deck looked great. Sorry for hitting you with the loss on it, on the great looking deck. So we can just do join the dance again to max the mana, setting up for if we draw a land, getting a Cathars and tapping at the window. You can also cast this and then see. The trouble is if we do this and don't find a 3-drop, we're not happy with the play. I'm just going to go Cathars number 2. It's a little suboptimal on the man. Well, these still block here. Actually, I changed my mind. We're going to dance again.
Now's the time on Sprocket for me, dog!
Farmer could duel the Guardian. But we can also wait until we get the, let's wait till we get the Coven, excuse me, the Coven here. So I like farming for land and then tapping at the window. Or we can tap first and then farm for land, sure. farming for land indeed. So now I like farmhand, find and play plains. Although, I still probably just want the farmer, especially now that we know the forest is good. Six mana, we're going to get Cathars plus Duel, taking out the Guardian and leaving them with no good blocks on any of these 5 creatures. Hey, Bomb. How you been? We'll get to you. We'll get to you. Maybe we should just get to it now. I kind of like seeing if we can drain him for any more removal, though. I'm going to go with Cathar's play as planned. What sleeve? That's a good question. What is that sleeve? Don't know. Somebody out there will recognize it, I bet. And all this open mana continues to make me nervous, so I'm just going to farmhand. They know about it anyway. Let's really make sure they use up whatever's in their hand, and then if we can drop Catilda with shields, with them out of gasoline on removal, we just win. In fact, we can set it up so that we can play this and activate it immediately and at least get that instant value out of it. That's pretty cool. Right? Because we play this and all these humans are suddenly tappers. There we go. See, that's what I mean. I'm so happy about that. Get this removal out. In fact, we might need to do it. Get them to cast the other side of this thing before putting out Catilda now. Although, again, just immediately we get snap value out of it. We only need one. Oh, no, wait, sorry. It doesn't work. The Catilda herself still needs to tap. I forgot. Yes, it turns this into mana, so we can get mana, but not mana to do the ability. Sorry, never mind. Pablo, yeah, you all got me. Sorry, you saw what I was thinking, because it does give the hasty mana source, but not the access to this. So actually, we're just going to dump out a bunch of Darias. I dare you to kill this stuff. We're going to wait until this dust settles and then drop our big bomb. And I am going to go with the... Well, let's tap. Because we still have the duel up after that. We get Silversmith. In fact, should have done that before casting the Vet, because then we could choose Silversmith right now if we want. But I still like what the options we have, which is boom, boom. And then take what you want. Not this, though. Wow, didn't even have to show him the bomb. Great. And yeah, should have started with tapping. Good call. War Furnace. So got the win with some suboptimal play there. I mean, that's mostly every Magic game you win, if we're honest with ourselves. But lessons learned? Well... Lessons experienced. How about that? Lessons experienced. Whether they're learned or not takes some time. Exorcism is one of our sideboard examples options. We have Return to Nature. Tapping is the card we can cut for that kind of thing. Return to Nature could get rid of a Sacred Fire buyback, but I'm not thinking that's worth bringing in something from the sideboard for. It is an aggro red-white, but I don't think that means we necessarily need the 2/4. Although 2/4 gain 3 for 4 against aggro, you're right, isn't the worst. We could always just toss in the Rejuvenator and cut the tapping, which was a whatever-ish play anyway. We got other whatever-ish plays. Sanctifier number 2, for example. Maybe we'll do that. Cut Sanctifier number 2 and play the Rejuvenator. It's a little slow against aggro, but also can help us find what we need, help us find our bomb. So I'm going to let this let the tapping stay in. It's on the edge, Hammer. I'm going to risk it. If we get stuck with a tapping in our opener that is too slow to deploy as they're beating us down, we will, well, we'll another lesson experienced. Ooh. With the farmhand, if this was a plains, I just straight keep. It's a forest, so I can't just straight keep. But if this were a plains and we had veteran into farmhand, it would be just a keep. The rest of the hand's not good enough to risk it. If we were if we had our bomb, for example, maybe if we had our rare, it would be worth the risk because we have our most powerful play at the ready in that case, but not here. I'm gonna send this back. Ugh. Now we gotta keep, and I'm gonna pitch a duel for dominance. And hope we find a forest, obviously. Come on, Magic Gods. One time, forest off the top. I've been a good boy. Yeah! Thank you, Magic Gods. And the one time is reset. Farm are great as well. Being able to farm on 3. And we don't have a land guaranteed yet. But even if Farmer flips 3 cards and none of them are lands and it's a, quote, big bummer, then we got 3 non-lands off the top of our deck. Oppo stumbling, and we're going to try to do the thing. This is what, this is the effect that Rob was saying, hey, why not have this at common? The 2 or 1 drop werewolf that really punishes a stumble by flipping early. And I argue that it's just too swingy, that it's not the way to solve the werewolf problem in the format. Making swingier werewolves, I would solve it in a different way. But certainly we're seeing here the way that a 2-drop werewolf can really punish a stumble. Maybe they have something. I mean, red could still burn this out, but you know. All right. One-time dealer, land in the graveyard after this, please. Well, like I said, bummer that we missed out on land. Not a bummer that we got 3 non-lands off the top of our deck so that we could draw this here actual land. 4/4, we can get a... I just like a Cathars here. And we threaten a double block that's pretty good. The manual werewolves. I don't like double blocking into this open mana. We're asking to get 2 for 1 when we're at 17 life. If we were at a lower life total, we might feel like we had to have a chance. But since we have a life cushion, we're going to use that cushion and not risk the block into open mana when we could block with, for example, Duel for Dominance open. And in fact, we have the Coven. Unfortunately, they have the beef. They have the meats. They're just a 4/4 and 6/5 form. We're going to Silversmith, though, and... oh, yeah, we could double spell here to flip it back. That's fair. But what are we... We can only double spell with a duel unless we find a 2-drop creature. We can go look for a 2-drop creature. That would be pretty good. But then if we don't find one, to flip them back, we're talking about dueling... And dueling or perforator, maybe it's worth it. Hammer likes that play. We still have a cushion, but this is getting rough. Yeah, it gives us a good double block on the Smasher, but I was worried about their double block before. I'm gonna go Silversmith. And go here and here. Now, what I like about this move is that we have a 1-for-1 Cathars on 4/4, and we have a 1-for-1 ostensibly Silversmith Farmer on 6/5. If they have removal, we can get blown out. We can also just chump the 6/5. So I kind of like 4/4 on 4/4, 1/1 on 6/5, and if they have tricks, let them trick the 1-for-1 into a different 1-for-1 instead of potentially 2-for-1ing us. Yeah, they just want to keep doing the ruffians. Now we can 2-spell with at least double tapping, and then these become pretty manageable. So we're gonna double tap. See what I did there? Double tap. You know, like has the zombie. You know, or we can just play Chaplain and have the duel up. Let's do that. Duel with Coven. And could duel this, but we'll just pass here. We got the 2 spells we needed. We don't have a dual kill ruffian play. We can make a 4/5 here, but that doesn't get the ruffians. We could duel that thing dead if we wanted, and it would spend our mana. Duel after first strike is a reasonable observation, but we're not going to use it now either way. Okay, now we got Howl and Duel. That's interesting. I like sending in the Chaplain and having all sorts of responses to a block of the Chaplain. I mean, again, we're telegraphing like heck, but what you gonna do? Oppo, go for it. What you gonna do? Maybe I'm supposed to leave that back on blocks for doing that stuff on blocks, because it only gets through for 1 here. But I still like that we have follow-up plays. We do tapping to make sure we don't go to nighttime, and then we still have duel with Coven. Here we go. I could play that. They don't seem to be, but I actually like having the duel here against attacks, honestly. Media would play this out. I'm holding up the duel here, giving it 13 life, and... Oh, that's true. We would have the duel up. I keep forgetting how she works that way. My first time playing with this rare, so I haven't quite locked in on her functions yet. Chat's all over it. I'm not. And they're letting it flip, so we're going to 2-spell next turn no matter what. Yeah, Pro Wolves, great point. Yeah, I should read my rares, huh? I haven't run this meme in a while, and the multi-fail there makes me feel like I deserve it.
Oh no, please! I can't read your crazy moon language!
Not going to fight there. Remember, if you're thinking I could fight there to keep it daytime, I couldn't. The person whose turn it is controls the day-night cycle. And we are going to 2-spell now, though, and we're going to do Catilda and Cathars, and then still have, because I remember now, mana for the dominance. There's a pause, though. Let's take a note of that. Is there a way to keep her alive? Don't think so. They got something here. I bet Catilda is dead, but we do flip it back to daytime. Yeah, burn is too much damage. Howl's not going to save it. But do we want to duel before she's gone? No. We are going to flip it again to daytime, so... They got our big bomb, but if they can flip it to night again, and that is pretty good. But they're not. They're going to do that. That's really good for us because then we have attacks with all of this sneaky stuff. And on that front, anything we're worried about... They might have some good blocks if they get it just right, but I'm going to send in the bigger stuff. And then, is this too aggressive? If they don't block, are we just in trouble to the crackback? We play Bird Admirer and still have action, so we can still 2-spell if they just let all of this through. Or we can still 1-spell. So I'm going to do it. So we can duel away the blocker, or we can just howl the Cathars. I think we accept the trade too, but I don't want to accept any trades here. I'm going to go ahead and make this a 5/5, and then it handles ruffians on the day side. You like fight? Yeah, that's fair. I'm going to do my play though. I think both of those lines seem reasonable to me, and we're going Bird Admirer, or we just hold up Duel again, or we just use Duel now while they're, we can, this would get the counter and it would live. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do Bird Admirer is good. This will be good next turn, during attacks and stuff. And if they go for a flip, we have a decent werewolf of our own here. This deck is scrapping. It's not a great one, but it's scrapping. It's got one great card. Yeah, so they let it flip, and we've got this duel, and this is going to give it a counter. So this can be a 6/6, but then it still just fights. So this is giving up a 2-for-1 to take one of these out. We could just go veteran. We're doing veteran first anyway. Practically want to let this thing die and try to attack with the flyer 12 times. We can also just send in the Cathars and be willing to trade for one of the Smashers. And yeah, they could do some no blocking stuff coming up, but that could be, they can't make it so many things not block that we can't like chump those. So it's not the end all. I think we send the 5/5 now because we're happy to trade off for these Smashers and have our go wide be more impactful. And yeah, Chaplain is fair as well, right? Chaplain, if they, because it again looks like we're just trying to get it, let it die so that we can make a flyer. But if they block, we get to duel and take out a 5/5 1-for-1 or 6/5 1-for-1 style. All right, so we're gonna let that happen. No, we can't. If we did the fight on the other one, for example, they fight and then this dies, and then this doesn't die either. We don't get that play, at least not by my... You can show me how I'm thinking about it wrong, but that's where my head's at on it. The falter. Okay, so what am I not thinking about then? Oh, yeah, but I don't care about the falter. I would rather save this for potentially even taking out that 6/5 again. Like, these don't matter. they don't really have the time to use these. If this said target creature can't be blocked, yeah, we'd need to kill these. But this just says one of these creatures can't block, which is much worse. Like, wildly worse. More land, not what we're looking for. I kind of really do like sending in the things that become flyers on the strength of them eventually becoming flyers. And we still have the dual. Although if we want them dead, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'm going to clock with the things I don't mind dying into flyers. And then we'll stay on ground defense the rest of the way. I also like that this gives us, well, I guess we're already night, never mind. I was thinking about day-night cycles, but we could flip it to day if we did both, which is, again, something we could do. Making it daytime generally favors us here. 6-5 versus 2-5, obviously a little bit different. And that would mean spending this on something a little less important, though. So I'm not in for that. I'm gonna keep the duel ready, keep the duel available, and just, hey, this is a 10 turn clock. What are you gonna do about it? Time me out, probably 12:42 to 23:11. All right, Ryan, you're already there again. If we lose this game, I don't want to lose the third on clock. Talkie. I'm a streamer, though. What am I supposed to do? We're supposed to let that die. We got nothing to save it with. All right. Oh, on the ladder, it would be no big deal. Like, you mean the constructed ladder? Like, whatever. I'm not talking on those. I play pretty quick. And heck, mostly you're going to get scoops from me as soon as you're a little bit ahead. All right, we're using this. No. Got this chaplain that's effectively kind of being unblockable, though. Now it's daytime because of their choices. And I am still on attack with chaplain until they die or kill it. Now I like... Do we want... Let's see... Yeah, we let that happen, then we both get flyers, and then I use my duel. They kind of have to play theirs, keeping it daytime. Then we untap, duel on our turn, keeping it daytime, and putting them on a 5-turn clock. Didn't I 2 for 1? Yeah, but I was 2 for 1 is not the end all be all. The managing the board matters, and we got rid of one of their 6/5s. And here we're gonna duel Silversmith on Geist. We know they're tapped out. Auto pay. Not tapped out. We know they're cardless. Boo! Top deck the burn spell. Annoying. Well, play this out. Yeah, sorry, I'm thinking about things. I also screwed up duel. I was thinking it was +1/+1 till end of turn. It's kind of fine that it's on the 4/5, but I didn't really think about where I was putting that counter because I thought it was until end of turn. So really shouldn't have put the count, not necessarily put the counter there. Well, now we're flipping. Hopefully the Sanctifier gives us some value at least, since their creatures are going to get a little big. Put that in the yard. That's value. This is important. This is going to help us try to get through this 6/5. Yeah, I mean, I'm even coming up on it a little bit right now because I was treating it like a scry, you know, where if the Howl of the Hunt was on top, we got no value out of it. But it's better than a scry because you can get rid of the land underneath the spell on top that you actually like, right? So that's relevant. And 4/5, if we crack in, I'm gonna do it. I don't even, I'm getting a little time sensitive here. They have good blocks, I'm sure. But they have a lot of possible bad blocks, like this one. So I was giving them a chance to make bad blocks. $18-8, so I got to watch that. You're right. We're close to decking. What gets us through this stall? Cavalry, Join the Dance, Duel for Dominance, Cathar Commando is our action left. We really need that second duel, and then we can take out the Smasher and be okay. I don't know what this is about, but I'm going to block. I'll block with the Farmer. Don't care too much what this is about. Oh, it's about the Pit Fighter. Got it. So we have good outs in that final duel, because then the 6/7 kills the 6/5 by being a 7/8. This is fine because we can just get extra wide here. I think given almost the inevitability of that duel for dominance, I'm just gonna focus on getting wide here. Also shrink that down. This is also great. Yeah, doing that. And I'm willing to just trade off one of these for that. Not even put a... Because they're doing this thing anyway, right? Yeah, I guess I'm not playing around Lunar Frenzy like I should. It's clock as well, gang. I'm just trying to, if we go to game 3, not lose that one on clock here. But also not sure if we play around Lunar Frenzy to the point where we don't have a crackback to get them, I'm not sure about that. Now they have 3 blockers. If they take out our 3 biggest, 1, 2, 3, we still have 4, 5, 6 attacking. Playing this, keeping it day. Well, yeah, that's true. I just didn't want to lose this, but I guess we lose this and not the game is fine. Again, it's really clock that's having me not think things through super carefully here. If we attack with the 6/7, they now have to put on 3 creatures to block with it, so that does seem fine, but nothing else. It's also vigilant. If they give up 3 creatures here, or really 2, they could go Ruffian and 2 others, and we take out the 2 others. That just probably means we get through next turn. So they're going for it in terms of trading all of these for this, and that's fine by me. We'll do it like this. Actually, we do it like this. That's how I want it. Commando style. Now they block our 2 biggest, and we're getting 5, 6, 7, 8 in. So right now we are showing lethal. They got 2 cards, though. We're down to 3 in library. Is there a reason to wait, given that? Boy. I don't want to get not lethaled and then get blown out on the crackback, but if we send all... if we don't send all, it's not lethal. I'm doing it. Boo earns. All right, winning game 3. Those of you who didn't do that did better than me. Yeah, Scott, pausing with no explanation on board should have probably been my reason to hold back there. Yeah, got greedy, went for the win, and got a loss for my troubles. But if I wasn't going to attack all, attacking only with the 5/5 I think was correct, which was the alternative Media was presenting. And I'll be good. You don't have to go emote only. I'll be as good as I can be. Yeah, maybe under less time pressure, I decide to play it safe there. It was specifically the 2 damage, though, right? Because part of my decision was like, well, they have to block with the Cathar, and the 6 points of crackback isn't lethal. That was my thinking. Looks great. Gonna go join the dance, so if we have attacks, we can captain on 2 land. We'll see, though. Well, I think Robert's point is that when they dangle it for basically play this and earn free gems, it feels forced. But, yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing. We can just go join into Catilda and Rampy Ramp. Well, I just also don't necessarily want to expose Catilda to danger.
time on Sprocket for me, dog!
And let's see. I gotta win this. I gotta pay attention here. Okay, so I gotta do no emote. I'm not gonna do memes though. I gotta stop doing the memes. Yeah, let's go Catilda. And we can flash in the commando. I think she's gonna die though. Oh, really? Oh, this is because the pit fighter again, sure. You say no block? I'm fine to 1 for 1 here, and because this is what I was expecting. They're just doing this, right? I did that for F6 value, but I should be careful too. Now they haven't shown removal for this yet. Maybe I'm just supposed to hold this up. But also, yeah, we can just play both from hand as well. Yeah, let's just do that. We could get counters now. I'm choosing to be a little greedier with it. Because they didn't snap off our rare. And that 5 damage, 2 damage is 5 mana, so we at least have next turn. Alright, they had it. We got value either way. I mean, it was either ramp value or counter value. So it was like either one. Which one do you want? Now we just start swinging away. And they, gosh, they can't even block any of it. Tap, tap, tap at the window. We can still howl after a tap, so let's start with a tap. No card to choose from. That's why this card especially isn't great. It's quite possible to whiff with the thing. Two for wanting ourselves, but we're going to take out the blocker here. Unless we can win. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, let's just win. Win target game is pretty good. Shut up. Shut up! Look, I saw it all by myself. I didn't need any of you. I had 5 more minutes to control the board, and you didn't let me do it. Hey gang, we got gems on this deck we weren't too sure about. Pumpkin's still in play. Yeah, Catilda has been the difference maker whenever she's had any time to do anything. Ugh, not great, but we're going to keep on the strength of something to do on 2 and then something to do on 3 and some interaction. Planes! Planes! Not exactly what we were looking for, but don't blank us, please. Hey, this is exactly what we're looking for. Oppo knows about it, but hey. I'll admire some birds. Ugh. Deck not being nice. We don't have to discard, so I like just passing and appearing and flipping the Admirer and appearing as though we're in trouble. And I mean, we are in trouble, but like appearing as though we have nothing to do, and then having the Howl available. Thing is, the 3/5 probably won't be attacked into unless they've got their own tricks. And I guess with land they do, thanks to the Mentor. And a 5/7. Would not trade with a 7/6, so I gotta be careful about that. Mentor is 6, yeah, but we're just looking. If they played a land this turn, I didn't notice. I wasn't sure if they had played a land. We're stuck on mana, so I'm forgetting what turn it is. Well, no howling stops that. Looks like a quick loss in game 1. Sorry, sleeve chasers. I mean, a plains right now gives us something to do. That's a laugh. That is, don't even show them our second color. Oh, they know. Never mind. They know. But we're done. Mulligan into Color Screw. We were never in that one. Welcome to our game. The game that delivers a fair share of non-games. What did we learn? Green, black, kill stuff, Coven. Nothing that I can sideboard against here. Man, whiffing on tapping felt so bad. I kind of want to shot in the dark on Return to Nature, given that it's a black deck. Black-green in general, both like the graveyard. But I'll run it back. We're not done yet. We can win 2 and buy some sleeves. I was afraid I'd go 0-2, which is to say maybe I would have won the third match, but I wouldn't even bother playing it after starting 0-2. Okay. Oh, yeah, I remember. Sorry, I got busy this morning. We can certainly say skip the gauntlet this week if we feel like it's it's competing too much with Worlds. I'm not super into co-streaming or commentary streaming, but we can postpone the gauntlet, or maybe how about maybe Friday is another attempt to make up the games that we missed in the gauntlet that failed. And then I see how much I want to stay on, even in the face of the big Magic event. All right, I'm going to keep this. It is true. Just like we knew it would be. Everybody felt this deck was going to cleanly and easily 3-0, right? Thank you, Arcanite. Appreciate that sub. 15 months. Love it. Don't love that Oppo had turn 2 play. I mean, I was just hoping we get lucky, but we didn't. Let's go look for land or set up a admirer. Let's go look for land. You'd offer the trade. Yeah, I guess Siege Zombie is pretty awesome. We'll offer the trade. I just dream of getting it to a 3/3, but you're right, Media. They took it, but I like it. Yes, we might have a 3/3, but come on. You think Oppo's not going to play stuff? We got stuff to play. This is going to be a 2/2 forever, and Siege Zombie is a common bomb. Yeah, but I mean, like we wanted the trade though, right? Like the trade was fine. Like I actively like that the siege zombie is dead. I practically like tapping out to say, no, seriously, let's trade. You like vet into admire. That's the other option is Cathars, but we want vet out before Cathars. So yes, we're on vet into admire into the other creatures we've got. You like Flyer Ward? Maybe next turn. But I think that was the correct play here with the life gain. Because here I wasn't going to attack, but I should think it through. You know, Media, I mean, one of my ongoing leaks is not thinking through all my turn, especially while streaming, just kind of like looking at what's in my main phase and doing it. But you're right. So let's try and do it here. All right, Ryan, stop and think. What is your actual turn? Don't do anything. This is also, though, how I end up way behind on clock. So it's just like a damned if I do, damned if I don't, you know? Play quickly and screw up. Play slowly and have to play quickly. Yeah, definitely like the flyer before the silversmith. That's an excellent call. And because we do want to do the flyer silversmith play, let's get the flyer going. And we're going to play land. We have no attacks here. Play this and pass. Here we can silversmith and tap at the window. Doesn't totally suck. They're tapped out. Speaking of tapping, playing the land, silversmithing the flyer. Where else do we want the silversmith counter? Potentially on the bird admirer so that it flips into a 4/6, which can bounce block a cav. So I like that. Yeah, that's true. If we're going to tap first, that's fair. I just don't see us not silversmithing, but it's definitely correct. Oh, tapping. It's so rough to, like, if it was just 4 even, I don't know. That card's bad. Do we have a meme for it, though? I feel like we might. Do we? I should look. No, okay. Oops. Never mind. Shut up. I knew that. I was testing Oppo. You passed the test, Oppo. Good work. Hidden reach from the card that I have on my side of the battlefield. Yeah. We could go ahead and block the vet. I don't see the need to block anything here, though, at 23. Do need to get rid of this bird admirer or get more counters on the the shield geist here. Not much to do. I could sandbag lands, but we're really just getting wide and looking for our bomb. Especially now that I understand that I can't attack into a reach creature. This is a little more interesting. I'm willing to put like Cathar and Farmer on the Cav at some point. I mean, again, they could have removal that turns this into a 2-for-1, but we got to draw that out of them. And I like doing that now, then flipping the Admirer after they're down some interaction. I think this is the weakest stuff we can offer. I guess Silversmith maybe over the Farmer. They're basically the same though. Yeah, we could triple block, but we need to triple block with something that if they take out one of our creatures, it still works. That's my problem. So, like, if we're doing this, but then they kill the Cathars, and what have we done? I guess that it still is a 1-for-1 there, but, like, if we're going to block it all, I actually kind of just, like, yeah, Blade Brand is then just a complete blowout here. I'm going to accept that we might get... Blade Brand is like a 3-for-1. That is so rough. Can we risk a 3-for-1 off Blade Brand? Good observation, Scott, that Blade Brand is pretty blowouty. But we're going to have to get it eventually. I'm going to do it. The tokens in the 1-1. And 1-1s. I'm going to do this. I feel like it's Blade Brand 3-for-1. But I still feel like we need to get it out of their hand. Yeah, there are a lot of things it could have been, and Media's double block solves that, but obviously Media's double block or triple block solves that, but the triple block sets us up for a 4-for-1 off the Blade Brand, and I couldn't quite bring myself to do that. But yeah, Bear is it's both tricks and the Bear. I can't believe we are even 2-0 with this deck. So, like, getting wrecked by a better deck in the third match here is no big surprise. Oh, is it somebody else? Sorry, I'm. Who did it? Who suggested that then? Oh, True. Sorry, True and Media. I crossed wires on. True's triple block would have done it there, but it had its risks as well. I hope it's okay, because it'll never stop. It's hard to track everything going on while streaming. Who's saying what, suggesting what. Boy, we feel dead, though. Our outs are our bomb, though. We got our rare. We could always... They could be out of removal, and we could draw our rare. Yeah, Death Touch and Trample is a classic combo. It only takes 1 to kill the creature, so the remaining... remaining power tramples. You only need 1. Oh, I think you meant before damage to players. But if you're asking if it does, I think the answer is yes, it does what you think it does. All right, well, new plan. Chapel with Howl, and they don't have anything. It's a plan. And it even starts to get vigilance from here. Four-turn clock. We can stay alive. As Oppo is like, trying to make him not stay alive. On that front, Veteran, obviously. Oh, no, can't. Not obviously. That's why we like that card. It can't be chumped or traded for with cheap stuff. So if we want to go for the Sentry, we got to put the Cathars on it. And you all are assholes. That's okay, I am too. I never said Sentry was a bad card. I said the notion that it's a huge mistake over another 3-1 in your colors is not true. That's all I said. STFU. Everything on the 8-7. Let's see, what does that look like? You mean literally everything? This is everything. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That puts 10. If they do have the Blade Brand, though, Oh my god, Media. We lose the game on a Blade brand. Can we risk that? If not, what else are we doing? What do they take for the 8? Ah, whatever. Media said to do it, I'll do it. I'm getting punchy anyway. If they use up all their power to take out the Bird Admirer, I think we're pretty happy with that. They can take a bunch of small stuff or our big tough. Brutal. Now I think we're dead. That was pretty good. Till that. Just their last card. No big deal. Jesus. H. Christo. Bottomless removal deck. And we're done. Bye, gang. That's all right. I'm feeling... I'm sorry I didn't get you those sleeves, but this far exceeded my expectations. And as we have talked about, what is happiness? It's the delta between expectations and reality. So just took a loss and feeling good because the deck outperformed my expectations, and we got to have some fun. Again, mainly what I want from my draft decks, if I'm in my best headspace. Sometimes in my worst headspace, all I want is a win, and I don't care about anything else, and anything less than that makes me cranky. But when I'm my best self, my best drafter, the thing that makes me happy is my deck doing its thing a couple times, you know? And we totally went off with Catilda multiple times. That was very cool. I didn't expect to win 3 matches. I didn't really expect to win 2. I was hoping to win the second one, so that we had a reason to play the third one. That was my big expectation here. And instead, we actually made it to the finals. And we even had that epic match against King Coffee, a.k.a. Dr. Schnuffy, and managed to beat a much better deck, if I'm being honest. Schnuffy's deck looked fantastic, and we just eked it out on the strength of our rare. And that was good times. So, had good times. Right on. Thank you for the sub. Mama dropping the love. Thank you for the gift subs, Mama. Appreciate that a lot. Fu Manchu, Elton, Salatona, Lightning Rani, and Ranger Elm. Welcome to the Rat Pack. And if you think, Mama, that just like making it rain is going to somehow soften me up enough to get stupid pumpkin sleeves, well, you're right. Let's go do that. There you go. It's a trade. I'll trade you raining subs for some sleeves. So dumb. That was 2 drafts. I just spent 2 drafts to make the back of our cards look a little different sometimes. Also to make Mama happy, which is the real reason. I don't want to dig into this gold. This is my gold hoard. I am a dragon at heart. No. No dragon will admit to having endless gold. Dragons will only acknowledge that they have exactly the gold they have and should probably have more. Probably have more is where they ought to be, right? Dragons. That was fun. Bye, YouTube friends. Hope you had a good time with that one. I did. That was a lot of fun to draft and pilot, and we made the best out of a medium situation. Right on. See ya.